All right. People should be able to hear you now, by the way, Paulina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Might need to adjust the sound level for myself. I feel like I'm talking quieter than you are. Let me check.
I
No. It's all good. I just need to make
yeah,
sure I.
so good on my end as well.
No. It just because I can see the bars on both ends. It just felt like it was a bit different. All right. So because I had Miguel already ask, like, when is the stream? Is it in 1 hour or now? But it's actually now. It's 3 p.m. CET. And I was even yesterday. I was thinking he's in Spain because I thought Portugal was 2 hours, uh, like difference between me and Portugal. But so maybe
Oh, really?
that's where the difference was. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Obviously, I should put the live scene on in a second. So how have you been doing? Because I know you were sick, right?
Yeah, I got this little bug. Got a little fever earlier this week, but now I'm
Mm-hmm.
better. Way better. So yeah, that's good.
Nice. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Because that's why we actually switched. Because initially we were planning to do this on Tuesday, so we switched to Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it was a good idea because I told you to postpone this 1 week,
1 day.
but it was a good idea to to wait for a
Wait,
little bit because
did you want it to
yesterday.
postpone it to 1 day or 1 week? Because I just
No, sorry, 1 day, 1 day.
I was like, wait, I was like, now we're putting a Thursday, and I'm like, did I just literally try to like? You're saying I need
No,
a week, and
yeah,
I'm
my
like, I'm
mistake.
giving you
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, I was planning on do it. I don't know, it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but today's better. Today's way better. Yeah. So it was a good idea to postpone it. Actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. At least okay. That's cleared up. Yeah. I should also put the live scene, and we start about some discussion about Black Friday, and we'll start with this image. I mean, I need to share it to you on the on here as well because I'm actually not sharing still. Um, now I'm sharing. Now you should see what I'm showing other people. And this is
Yep.
basically how I feel that generally this is how Black Friday looks like for most part. This is especially true
Oh,
for e-commerce. Like it's true for e-commerce. You have the price. Everyone's just waiting for Friday, but the actual price goes up right before the Friday. So the sale price is the same as before. Now they're actually a little bit a little bit smarter these days, and there's some regulation in Europe, in some countries in Europe, and also I believe some in other maybe potentially particular states in the U.S. But the thing is that you can't actually increase the price and show it as a sale price. Basically, it has to be lower than the price in the last 30 days or something. However, now the people been smarter, they increase the price even earlier than that. So
yeah.
not yeah, so they still can lower the price to the original one for Black Friday. Uh, but
Yeah, but I think that people, it's like it's harder. It's getting harder to mislead people, right? Because you have trackers and all that stuff. And I've
exactly,
seen people now discussing like, okay, I'm waiting for this particular, I don't know, product that I really love to get the discount to get the deal on Black Friday. So you won't be able to mislead people like this with this artificial discounts. But that's a good initiative from these European countries
yeah.
to,
It's
yeah.
meant not just for Black Friday. It's meant that you can't, in stores, for example, try to sell products cheap, like show it as a campaign, even though the actual price was the same before. But there are workarounds because if you have loyalty cards, you can technically do the same with loyalty cards. The original price goes up, but the price is cheaper, close to the original one with the loyalty discount, and that's technically not, I believe, not within the framework of what is protected for customers, like the average customer. So there's a
Yeah,
lot of
that
work,
makes sense.
but yeah, there's obviously a lot of ethical concerns with the Black Friday discounts, and that's why I would actually encourage people to not go that way. but unfortunately, that has been a reality for a long time, and it's also an easy way to ruin trust with your audience or customer base if they actually are aware of the shady things you do.
Yeah.
But also this image showcases one strong thing that's related mostly to emotions. Is also this anticipation that is very, very, very relevant for around Black Friday. Is that everyone's expecting some discounts. For example, I can myself think of products that I might buy if they give me a good enough discount on Black Friday. I can think
Yeah.
of those products because I just don't want to buy them at full price. It feels like it's a little bit expensive, but on a good for a good discount, I might take it.
Yeah.
So I think I,
Yeah.
so yeah, some things I'll go over, and then later we also go over the whole planning thing that you are also offering as a template, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Can you
Exactly.
at least introduce your part of the template or whatever you're offering, so I can?
Oh yeah. Let me send you.
You can send me a
Let me.
URL on Google or
Yeah.
X.
URL. If I find it, let me see. Well, what
Yeah.
I'm offering is a planner for Black Friday, so you can track basically what deals are you offering, how many sales you got per each deal, also to plan all your tasks for the upcoming Black Friday, and also plan all the content around. And you have like I put together some little like nice trackers and dashboards and calendars so you can keep track of everything because there's a lot to do um, for Black Friday. Like Black Friday campaign can get like really messy if you don't track it or you don't plan it well enough. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I created a Notion template basically where you can put all of those things and track everything into a single place. I'm sending you over now the link in the call. There
Okay.
it is.
Yeah, I'll open this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll put the tab on the stream as well. I'll go over this. We'll go over this a little bit later. I guess over all the ideas, but basically the idea is that you're putting together the task management, the sales tracking, and the calendar, right? The content calendar,
Yeah,
as in being the, let's say, email campaigns and social media posts.
exactly.
Yeah, and those are the parts we're actually gonna go over in some regards today. Regarding the obviously, when went back to this image, I think one thing I want to already mention to people up front, because we can't help every single customer, not customer, but every single listener and audience member who maybe watches the replay or anything like individually to give the precise advice. But there are a couple things that will always be relevant, which is obviously part of also your planner, but also in terms of like how to reach the individual audience, for example. And I would say that probably what things that I even write down on the stream here is like things you should actually focus a lot is emotions. What the type of emotions people feel and the type of emotions you can evoke around Black Friday, because that's defines actually what you end up putting out. For I would say that, for example, the one of the things is, for example, what we see on this image is the anticipation, like anticipation and excitement, for example. So
Yeah,
anticipation on the end that you're waiting for that discount to come. Sometimes you're even waiting months prior. Those might be your current customers or perhaps people who are interested, your audience members who are maybe interested in the product but don't feel like they want to pay the price right now. They might be delaying their purchasing decision right up to Black Friday, and you need to be aware of that fact, because it matters that, okay, what kind of discount are they expecting, but can you also maybe offer something additional together with that. I'm not going to go all the way to the bundles and everything right now, but you need to be aware of the fact that there are people who are not just waiting, not just going to buy because the campaign appeared, but there are people who are already anticipating something to come on Black Friday.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can partially segment, I guess, those customers sometimes. If that's gonna also for, so I'd say the emotions, for example, anticipation and excitement. It would be like I want this. That's like the thing they have, like the feeling they might have. I just want this. The excitement part, because of the cheaper price, for example, or a good offer. Um, However, I would also say that for this anticipation and excitement, you definitely want to like bring out like the high the high energy, maybe like more vibrant content, because you're gonna be competing with everyone else who's gonna be putting flashy discounts, flashy everything around. So this might be the time when you want to bring out a little bit more of that, that high energy, maybe more a little bit more high energy videos or content, a little bit more like vibrant colors on your visual materials. You might want to bring them out, or in a way that also stands out. Because if you see everyone else doing some kind of black and white, you might actually just want to do with a color, go with a colorful visual. It's just so you stand out of the other ones around. Because on a Black Friday you see a lot of like just black and white visuals, maybe specific colors usually, but you can also
Yeah.
go with a little bit more vibrant offer just to stand out. Just to stand out, as in you have your offer, you make the difference. Um, oh yeah, I also see the chat there. It's a good time to buy the micro SDs. I mean, I guess that's if you're going on Amazon. That's all you get on the front page sometimes on Black Friday. It's the micro.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. I have had like I've opened the Amazon on Black Friday, and the front page is just micro SSDs and then USB drive, like some kind of SSDs, not just but also just SSD like hard drives and stuff like that. Like it's been the case where I open them, is the front page is just like, oh yeah, get your micro SSD. I'm like, I've seen this offer last year and it was about the same price, but that's actually time when I usually get another one. Um,
Yeah, I'm looking for an SSD, so I'm gonna look for the astronauts Natus deals. Yeah, on Amazon or elsewhere. Yeah, for example, that's the kind of deal I'm expecting to get now, and I'm gonna actively seek that deal then. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
as
that's
you
what I mean.
said,
That anticipation part is very
yeah,
relevant, because you already know there are people waiting for it. There are people waiting. I am waiting for some things as well. I mean, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna wait for all those things until Black Friday, because there are some things I feel like I want to more urgently get already. But like I'm considering, even for like even the streaming part. I am considering some things that I would like. I I will obviously eventually set up a proper. I mostly I still don't do it. Like I haven't still used my cam on the stream and stuff, but I usually stream at night and I'm just sitting in the darkness. So like the light is also one issue. I don't actually like bright lights around me, but like lightning. The light environment around me is one thing I would like to solve for if streams, if I use cam and stuff, videos as well. Actually, the light, then maybe some background environment as well, just improve something on the background. um
yeah,
yeah, those are the things like I would think about, like, okay, I could wait for Black Friday, but for some of those things I might not. But hey, that's a good topics I already think of when I'm thinking like maybe I wait for a deal, you know and
yeah. That's why if you get, for example, as you said, like setting up expectations with customer is super important, and that's why there's a lot of companies that are already starting to promote their Black Friday deals now,
yeah,
so people can, yeah, wait for those deals.
it's been more of a like a last couple of years. Like it's been more of a trend the last couple of years that the deals are coming out sooner and sooner. Like I even saw, I made a tweet about it like not long ago, that I was receiving like email campaigns like pre Black Friday deal. Like you have this limited time 30% off or something, and it's pre Black Friday. It's even labeled in the title pre Black Friday. And like,
Yeah.
so are you giving me a Black Friday deal as well? It's gonna be the same limited deal on Black Friday as well, or why are you giving me the pre Black Friday? But yeah,
Yeah.
people are setting up the expectations early, and that will feed into the email campaigns as well. You should definitely start preparing people probably a month before already. You should start sending out something, not just because you want to have them ready for the campaign, but because you also want to first, in terms of preparation, you want to. I'm just gonna the schedule. I'm just gonna set up a separate start here. Like, let's say once month before. I would say you want to like reactivate the audience newsletter uh, for like, what could I write, for people who are actually not actively following you, because you kind of want to get back on their radar. Um, for for less active, for example, for not, gosh, I'm currently losing the language of the what I meant was for, like, maybe let's say for unengaged, like let's say past customers, um, just followers. Yeah, you want to kind of like reactivate that audience, so already earlier. You want to obviously start preparing them for the fact that Black Friday is coming, but you also want to get, like, just to make sure that they actually remember your brand, and they're also kind of more ready, more willing to receive your messages again. So
Right.
you
Stay
so
top of mind, kind
yeah,
of
you kind
like.
of want to start staying on top of mind, and you probably want to start. You usually want to even start doing it like 1 month before, because if you're just gonna, and I've seen that a lot of brands do it, they just start sending emails right on Black Friday or a couple days before they start the sequence of emails, but they have not reached out to those same people before for a long time. For example, they
Right.
might not even run the campaigns throughout the year that many times, so they just have not actually reached out to those audience members. Let's just say they're just unengaged at that point, and you want to be on top of their mind. You want to be like, oh, they sent me an email. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check out what this one says as well, or something. Like, you want to be on top of their mind. Usually, you want to start doing it early enough that you also have enough time to warm them up in case in case of the Black Friday sales, and they'll also be more likely to. At that point, they're also more likely to actually engage with your emails, and also not feel too, let's say, too frustrated with just being spammed and just unsubscribing or labeling your content as spam right away. Because if you start
Yeah.
sending like 3-5 emails later around Black Friday, some of them will unsubscribe. Some of them might flag you as spam just because they have not been hearing from you for a long time. So you want to reach out
Right.
to people, yeah. That's how it applies mostly to newsletter subscribers, obviously, but because you won't be able to, because audience members on X or something, like, you will always, if the reach gets to them, you'll obviously get to them. However, giving that context as well, this schedule as well applies to that. Perhaps you want to plan, okay, like some, if you plan like some slightly more viral content on X or other platforms that might get in front to your existing audience that you might not be able to reach at some, for whatever reason, like the X algorithm right now. Some viral content even prior to that can kind of get them back to the top of your mind, like on top of their mind, with your brand and your content. So it's a good timing to actually start planning those viral pieces and everything. Like a 1 month earlier, a couple weeks earlier, you should actually start planning it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Totally.
yeah, I'm not completely aware what your campaign planner looks like. I need to buy it to actually go through it as well sometime. But yeah,
It's exclusive. No,
but
but I can send you a link if you like to see it.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, you can add
Have a
something
look.
as well if you under about the whole anticipation, and maybe a little bit on the schedule as well. I was just I was going on my own a little bit, but I wanted to remind that you should start now. Basically, now is about the time you should be starting.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. It would be funny that, for example, I don't know if you subscribe to something and you don't receive any emails, and all of a sudden you receive. It would be super funny if you receive like 3 or 5 emails on Black Friday just asking you to buy, and just promoting their stuff. I would totally block that company, right? So yeah, it's a good idea to, it's kind of like um keep the process of staying in touch, right? So it's like with human connections, you need to stay in touch with people. When you, I think there was a video from Derek Sivers, um who he talked about this, that he said that you should always try to stay top of mind with other people. Just be try to, I don't know, send a message once in a while, say hi. So it's the same with people. Like this, even though it's more one directional in, because when you talk with someone, right, it's bi-directional. When you're sending these emails, for example, it's more one way, the communication, but still it's you with other person, it's not you with a lot of people. It's going to be you sending the email to another person, right? So I think it's like basic, it's always like you can always come down to the fundamentals, and it's like keeping the relationship alive, saying hi once in a while, providing value, helping the other person, seeing, hearing other people, listening to what other people are needing. And yeah, it's kind of like basic stuff that like human connection, any human connection needs. But yeah, sometimes brands forget this and get like entangled in all these marketing strategies, campaigns, and all that stuff, right? But yeah, I agree that you cannot just send a bunch of emails out of nowhere.
And
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's something that happens a lot. I
yeah.
do receive every year, the emails just start coming around Black Friday, and
Oh,
sure,
really?
yeah, I've received, especially in ecom, like a bit less with the maybe the creators and stuff. Those sometimes don't send any emails at all, by the way, but or indie, like indie community. But with the e-commerce especially, I would receive like emails. Just they just start coming around Black Friday, but there's no preparation. There's no warming up the audience. Like I
Yeah.
already can notice. I'm like I myself be like, I receive so like 3 or 5 emails, and I'm like, but they only came like at this time of the year. They were not, and it's even like even we can move with that topic. We can even like say the same about launching a new product or a new feature for your product, something big, but not actually keeping in touch with the audience before that. That also happens. I've received like these emails out of nowhere. And I need to even figure out who the person is. And if I care, I might actually look up who the person is. But I've not heard from them like for, let's say, for a year, and they suddenly announce a new product. I'm like, I have not kept like you have not kept in touch at all. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. So that's also, but that's very relevant for Black Friday because you know that you are expected to also start spamming, and you probably want to start let's say spamming couple emails at least with your email campaign. So you definitely should be getting the people ready, and you should be sharing some, let's say, a little bit also interactive content for that, not just so by that I meant that you bring up, you might start already teasing that the November is coming up, but you just add some engaging content. You might even start with some polls. You might, as a creator, if you're selling courses and stuff, you might be start setting up some workshops or some live events for free as well, just to engage those people and be like, oh, here's some value. I'm giving you some value right now. You might not be mentioning any Black Friday, but you're setting something up that's actually valuable to those people, that they can engage, they can actually have this free session, because that sets them up for actually being potential customers when the Black Friday rolls around. They might not want to buy your flagship product or something for full price, but because they attended that free lesson, let's say, or received some kind of free PDF, whatever, they received some value from it, they are more inclined to actually buy the product at a discounted price, at least. So that,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's why I would say this stuff is like maybe like some kind of workshops, free content, PDFs,
Yeah.
just as a starter. This would be like a starting point where you might this is like a starting point where you start actually also providing some free value as a preparation for the Black Friday.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And always, I think, as the Matthew principle says, like value will beget value, right? If you provide value, you will get more value back. And one thing I discovered while doing my research that I really liked is a technique that Brennan Dunn, the creator of the tool Right Message, used for promoting his course, Double Your Freelancing. And
Mm-hmm.
what he did is in line with what he does with his personalization tool, is that he before the Black Friday campaign started, he sent an email and asked people, their subscribers list, hey, what are your goals for next year as a freelancer?
Mm-hmm.
So he added a list of options, right? I remember it was like around 4 or 5 options, and you could just click on the option that you thought you agreed most with, right? And depending on what link you choose, like what option, what objective you chose,
Mm-hmm.
he send you over a different kind of offer, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if he offered a completely different deal or a completely different course, or if he presented the offer with different copywriting or in a different way. I'm not quite sure, but he personalized the offer, um, depending on what you said your objectives were for
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Oh
And I
yeah.
thought that was really, really clever. I mean, that's a lot of work, but he reported that he got around like 80K per 80K of sales every year, like for 5 straight years. This
Mm-hmm.
was is 2021 that he said this.
This is actually where I even added this small point, the built-in questions and emails for segmentation. I've actually used it myself in e-commerce as well. You set up like a single question with couple buttons in the email, and people can choose one of the options, and that basically has encoded either, it could be a different page, but you don't need to go that far. It can have encoded variable, like encoded parameters, so you can actually segment that email based on what they chose. When you basically capture the selection they chose with the parameter that you update it in your database for the user, basically. Depends
Right.
obviously on your newsletter software, like the email software you use, but this is an option to do to segment users as preparation, so you know which offers you might want to send later.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really good option. So you did that with code,
Oh, you
or
don't necessarily need to, like, it depends on it obviously depends on email software. Sometimes you can do it with code as well, yeah, but you would basically have HTML. It's just couple buttons, just say there's a question and there's just couple buttons in the email, and the button links are actually just leading to a page which has a parameter, like let's say like some kind of selected equals whatever. Basically it's part of the URL, so you have a parameter in the URL,
yeah,
and that URL basically then updates the user in the database, like the newsletter database.
database.
Yeah,
Yeah.
adds a tag or something, so it's a segmented user.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically an idea um, to use if you want to start segmenting, because people especially who have also both multiple products or bigger segment, like bigger offering, they might want to actually use these kind of questions to understand at which point of the journey, for example, that newsletter subscriber is or the person is. So your question might be like, what are you struggling with the most regarding X? And the X is the topic on what you're selling. And you might have multiple different offers. You might have the beginner offer, you might have a more advanced offer. And based on those selections, you can filter out and segment your newsletter audience based basically on which offer you should focus on for that user.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. It's a, like Brennan said, it's a, like, it's a bit more work, but I think in the long run it pays off, right?
Yeah, because we're now talking actually about some a little bit more advanced stuff in generally just email marketing, and even not just email marketing, but marketing in general, the customer segmentation as well. Because if you can do it, it involves quite a lot of work to set everything up. But if you just need to do it with one email and one URL, it is possible. It just depends, obviously, that you might need to move on to a different, for example, email software to actually get it working. That's a drawback, by the way, with these things, is that if you can't set it up, if your new email software is very primitive, then obviously you have issues setting it up. Yeah. But I would say, I personally would say that this is actually a good topic in terms of like setting it up. This should be done early enough so your follow-up emails can actually be tailored already. So that would be the 2 weeks to 1 month before that. You should be doing the segmenting, which you have a little bit of time, right? Like you have 1 week to actually set it up, guys. Anyone who's gonna watch this or are watching this right now, like Miguel, you have 1 week to set it up.
Yeah.
No pressure, just 1 week.
So how many days left? Are like 40 days, right?
Yeah.
A little bit over a month.
just one. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's like, I believe it's November 20. Is it 22nd? November 22nd or 29th? I'm actually not sure. I think it's 29th, the last Friday, right?
Yeah, 29. Yeah.
Yeah. Just okay. So you have a little bit more than 1 week. So 10 days. Just get ready. We're already starting the pressure campaign with this image I'm still showing on the side. I really like these Black Friday images like that. So 1 week, come on. By the way, you did audit for Miguel or a website review?
Oh, yeah, no, I did growth ideation session for him. So he's offering a course at duncorg.org.
By the way,
I don't know how.
No, I just wanted to mention, I also know because I have done some SEO, just a small SEO review for his site as well. So
oh, really?
I know exactly what he's selling. Yeah, I also know that he has a lot of ads on his site.
Oh, yeah. So I did some growth ideation strategies for him. So I recommended, I'm gathering everyone's expert opinion, says Miguel. No, but I suggested because I studied other course creators, and what one guy was recommending, and I saw that happening a lot, is to offer like part of your like, for example, one of your modules, the first module, for free or for a really low price, and to distribute that everywhere. And that would be the point of entry for all of your, like, the top of the funnel for all of the other for your customers, right? And then you could upsell the other more expensive course, right? So that's what I recommended, Miguel. That's what he was talking about.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. So I guess we went over only like 1/2 emotions as regarding. I obviously want to mention that another thing is obviously you want to focus on is curiosity. and that's similar to the anticipation and the expectation, but this curiosity part is a little bit more about, let's say, teasing the deal without revealing them fully. You know, you kind of tease that it's coming, and this also moves a little bit forward in the schedule. Now it's not going to be 1 month before; it's going to be already, let's say let's more likely 2 weeks before. You start teasing the deal without revealing it. I've seen sometimes that on social media there's just like this deal, just this blurred out deal, you know, of this offer, but it's not showing. Even the Black Friday offer page is blurred out or something. They're not actually teasing out what the pricing is or the actual deal is. So this actually, when you start teasing basically that the Black Friday is coming, there will be great deals. So this is I want to. So I would obviously add that tease the deal, I guess, without revealing them. This is where you could start also putting out some that there will be some mystery offers, and you should subscribe. Uh, Ask to subscribe to a newsletter, for example, for Black Friday deals. This is like these teasing the mystery offers, for example, that there will be some kind of mystery offers coming out around Black Friday. And for new potential customers, you obviously want to showcase what your product can do for people, and you want to be more active with specifically showcasing. I mentioned this for new customers, basically. For new potential customers, would be more precise. So,
Oh, yeah, that's super important actually, because I remember Brennan saying in one of his posts that this is a great opportunity for people to get new customers, because he says that the first sale is usually the hardest, right? Because you're just earning their trust. But once you earn their trust, you can sell them more stuff, right? Now, this is a chance like to show them how much value you can offer them, and they won't be like risking so much because they're not paying as much, right? So it's a really good deal and a really good chance to get new customers.
yeah, I added this on the screen. Oh gosh, I realized the chat is overlapping with this. Blah, blah, blah. I can maybe make this smaller a bit, and I can move this around a little bit. So yeah, it probably will be fine since I'm not going to be opening many tabs. I added on an extra statistic here that 56% of the people surveyed globally, it was one survey, I'm not sure, I can't pull it up right now, are more likely to try new brands on Black Friday. The
Oh, that's a good step.
56% responding, they said at least that are more likely try new brands, new products on Black Friday specifically. So it is a time when you can actually, as you mentioned, this is when you can get those new customers because they're interested. It's like this more like this event, you know. It's not just sales and discounts. It's also like an event, like this holiday season coming up. You want to treat yourself well, and you want to like maybe gift, you know, like it's everything's coming together. You just so you're more like let's say you're more in an exploratory phase in that during that time.
Yeah, you have like more willingness to try new stuff, right? And also, I remember that Brennan said again that other thing that it's not that okay, because someone said that okay, these are new customers, but they just will run away once they will get your deal and they will run off and like move elsewhere, right? They're gonna churn, but it's not like that. He actually looked at his statistics, and his customers from previous Black Fridays turn out to buy more than the other types of customers. So it's like really good quality customers as well.
Yeah, I I just
Yeah.
added that to the schedule that it's about 2 weeks before that you start teasing your deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's obviously statistics that also support that people are willing to try the new stuff, and for that it will be obviously important for you to segment your audience, segment your newsletter subscribers, because You obviously have subscribers that have not purchased before. Ideally, your sales and newsletter is at least in some way connected. For example, Gumroad would allow you to, I believe, get subscribers, I guess, without. Does the Gumroad allow you to also to subscribe to people, like follow them? Does that count as a
Sorry?
newsletter subscriber? I actually haven't made. I have not been. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, so it can be like a follower on Gumroad. So the idea is like also for e-commerce. It will be that newsletter subscriber that has not purchased. It's a separate segment. Those are the ones that have not tried anything yet, and depending on your offer, you obviously do not want to push everything at once or all of it on specifically that audience that has not purchased anything at all. And you might even want to have a little bit less of a cadence of just pushing all the discounts on, because it's also deliverability. If you have a big audience, can suffer quite a lot, and there's a potential to start landing in a spam. We unfortunately
Yeah.
have seen the brand in ecom. So ecom usually is a little bit more spammy than creators of like, let's say, online courses or small SaaS businesses. But when you over spam, you unfortunately can start, like, if you send too many messages to this audience that is maybe not very. That's why we talked about warming up like 1 month before. Is that if they're not engaging, they're not even opening the emails, you're just more likely to also get in the spam. So this is a segment you need to be careful with, and your offer, if you can, your offer should maybe be leading into something introductory. That's why I mentioned also 1 month before you could tease some kind of workshop, free content, some kind of less open lesson, anything, PDFs to them, because if they're at least engaged with that, you know also that they might start converting down the funnel to be a actual customer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you missed
Yeah.
your chance to engage with them before, this is a chance to try, because based on statistics and based on what you said about also someone making a good amount of sales that way, people are more likely to try new things. So focus on that. If you have people in the newsletter, if you have people, like if you have people in the newsletter, you have people in the audience on X, and I don't know, like Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you have them, TikTok, you should start teasing something around this time, like that you have some offer coming up, and you should maybe give them something for free, just to see if they engage with that. So this is a good way to also good practice at marketing in general. It's just a little bit of on an easy mode during Black Friday.
Yeah. It's like in scripts, right? In movie scripts, I think. You have like good movie scripts are like they say something is going to happen, something is about to happen, something is happening, and then something happens, right? Just to guide the watchers of that movie around um, like to make watchers realize when something is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to usually it's weird at the beginning because usually, or at least for myself, I wasn't so used to repeat myself as
Yeah.
many times as I do now when I promote my products, right? But actually you need to repeat yourself quite a bit, and you can say it in different like wordings, right? Like in different ways. But it's similar to movies. Like you need to say, "Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, this is about to happen. Hey, this is happening," and then again, "Hey, this has just happened."
And this is about to
It might be,
expire. Yeah, you
yeah,
need to hurry up.
yeah,
And
because we
hey,
have
this expired, but I'm extending it for another 2 days. So the ones who
right.
really missed it, you can still get in.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it can look like a bit of repetitive and redundant from your point of view, but usually when you're on the consumer's end and you're receiving so much information, you tend to forget, you don't remember, and you need to be reminded more than one time that something's
Yeah,
happening, right?
I can share that from ecom perspective about around sales, not just Black Friday, but around sales campaigns, but applies to Black Friday as well. You probably will likely get your 80% of customers on the first day as it opens when you have that big deal. But the
Yeah,
20% might be right around the end because they want it, but they're waiting until the last minute to spend that money
yeah,
because they're not really like they want to buy it, but they're like don't want to like part ways with their money, for example. There's a decent segment of those people as well, so you might get those 20% come up in the second part of the campaign, which maybe is Cyber Monday or maybe or whatever, whenever you're ending the campaign. And by extension, you might collect, and by offering that extension of the campaign, you might actually like get just couple more percent of that sales.
yeah, yeah, totally. And I might be getting a bit of ahead, but actually I've seen some of these emails that this brand sent, and I've seen like two of them. The two I publish in the newsletter sent like one sent 7 emails in the course of 8 days, and the other one 9 emails.
Mm-hmm.
There are others that sent like 3 emails, 5 emails, but all of them in the other, like in previous editions of their newsletters, they added some type of subtle like tease that they were going to give a deal, give a discount, or you have others that are more pushy that are going to, like you said, like 1 month before even or 2 weeks before start with their pre-sales or early Black Friday deals and stuff. But yeah, they're sending usually a lot of emails.
Yeah, and that's what I added. That 2 weeks before you should start setting up that countdown timer on your website, for example. More relevant, especially for people selling e-com
Yeah,
products or being in some kind of even SaaS and like courses as well. If you have a platform with courses, for example, it's around the time you should set up that timer in the announcement bar. It's like, okay, it's coming. And then you set up a landing page that's not the exact deals, but it's a landing page where you can collect the the newsletter subscribers, basically the emails that are people who will that they are basically at least highly decent. Like they might have a high intent, might have like a medium intent, but they're pretty good. They're willing to actually look at your deals. That means they actually want to also see what you got. So this is the time you collect those emails on your page as well if they have not subscribed yet. This is where also you can then funnel also some of the audience from your social media campaigns to both get them in the newsletter and also get them in your Black Friday campaign emails. So you kind of get both by that because you want to get your audience off the platforms like X, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. You want to get them in a newsletter, obviously, because you want to be in control of the channel of communication. So this curiosity for those deals, that also trying new products, this is a good time to actually get a little bit more of that audience off the platforms like the social media platforms and on your newsletter. A good time to do it, by
yeah,
the way.
yeah, totally. And I think that another good reason, because I think that ownership of the list is like fundamental. There's no better way to um, like communicate and kind of, I don't want to say own an audience, but to connect with an audience. But also, email has, it's still all of these years, compared to other channels, is one of the best performing channels with, is one of the channels with the highest ROI. So it's, I think it's because it's so personal, because you're giving like your personal information. That's like a sign of trust, a sign of you trusting the brand, right? So I think that's why it's so powerful as well, right? So, and that's why I decided to study email marketing instead of, I don't know, ads or social media, right? Because I think the best way or the most effective way to promote your Black Friday campaign is through email. I think that's is going to have the highest ROI. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen statistics, but I think that's what's going to be.
I mean,
And
it
related
is, yeah.
to, yeah,
No, it is the best performing channel. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it still is. And I remember that I saw some of these brands also include one clever thing they did is to include a link with a calendar reminder. So you could like basically in the teaser email you could click like which calendar you used. You clicked on the link and it automatically added a task reminder to remind you of when the discount or the deal was going to start. So I think that's a pretty good strategy as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, the Francesco showed up on YouTube and chat in the chat on YouTube, and he's obviously mentioning that it's all about YouTube SEO. I mean, I mean, you got a point as well. Actually, if you have YouTube channel, you should start actually teasing up on your videos leading up to the Black Friday. You should actually tease. You should tease your. You should tease your offer. Uh, Yeah. Oh, yes. Then Miguel is saying you should go over to Twitch, but maybe he doesn't have a Twitch account. That's why he's on YouTube. I mean, I personally as well prefer honest. I like the chatting experience on Twitch, but I just don't like the platform of.
Boo, says Miguel.
Yeah, I don't really like the platform. Sorry, guys. It's good chat. It's a good chatting experience, but the platform, I'm not a big fan. And there's a reason. A lot of marketers are, by the way, not fans of Twitch. It's historically a horrible advertising platform. Um, oh, you're right. I think it's because on my YouTube settings I might have added the normal delay when I start the stream instead of low delay. I think it's actually on my side. I think I can reduce the delay on YouTube. I think the normal delays are just too much. So yeah.
Francesco says that he's too old for Twitch.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty old already. He's a 40. I think he's grandpa already, like a boomer age now at 40. Yeah. Just, yeah. So yes. Sorry, Francesca. It had to be said, though. It had to be said. um, but yeah, Twitch is also it's a younger audience in general. Yeah, I agree. It's 20s and 30s usually. Now it's more closer to 30s, but it used to be a lot of people in 20s. But those have grown up, so now they're in 30s.
Yeah.
The YouTube SEO, it's actually from yesterday's stream. We talked about the YouTube SEO. So he's just he basically yesterday's live stream for him was like a ayahuasca trip. So now he can only talk about YouTube SEO. Like for example, the creator of WordPress might talk about about getting 8% and money. How someone can't scale the business, but now Francesco is stuck on YouTube SEO. No, I agree. I want YouTube SEO. I want to actually go a little bit deeper on YouTube SEO as well. It looks like a good channel a good channel to explore and research a little bit too. Because I've been myself thinking about creating some YouTube videos, which maybe this Black Friday stuff, I might not take just the stream part, but I might add some additional context. I should probably craft it into a separate video. But it's a good time to also put it online. And I might not land, like for example, for Google, the SEO might work really bad for this kind of Black Friday content because it's already spammed with a lot of authoritative sources. But for YouTube, though, might actually get away with some SEO, the YouTube SEO for the Black Friday.
Oh, hey, have you? Because I've studied like in depth email marketing for Black Friday,
Yeah.
but I'm not quite sure how this is has this channel is compared to other channels. So I was wondering what's your take on the different channels to promote your Black Friday deals?
Yeah, email is obviously the best, but email is the audience that has already engaged with you at some point. So you
Right.
obviously, because honestly, I have seen like very mixed results for like ads can be a good channel if you give a discount, but I have seen pretty mixed results for customers because the ads are like everyone's spamming ads around that time too, like just selling something cheaper and stuff. And it's an audience that is actually at the top of the funnel often. Like they have not seen you, have not engaged with you, so whatever clicks you get, you might not be able to directly convert them, but because you're not directly converting them, unless you start early and trying to get, as we talked about, you need that 1 month before already getting that audience in the funnel, getting in a newsletter, segmenting them. You kind of need to start, like a lot of those channels, they need to start early enough to actually warm them up. That's why doing those last minute ads during Black Friday, they work better on your existing audience as retargeting customers than trying to get new customers.
Yeah, totally. And what I've also seen is that there's a lot of people that's been trying to that adds their deals on directories,
Oh
or
yeah.
also there are communities. For example, I saw a lot of Reddit posts. Like there's usually a pinned post every Black Friday in most of the subreddits. So, for example, I think there was I don't remember which one, maybe. Oh, I have one here, I think. Yeah. For example, for DevOps, there are specific deals, Black Friday sales for DevOps, and everyone can just add their deal there, or Laravel or analytics, so you can promote your. I think that can be very like well performing, but it's kind of time consuming.
Yeah, but
I don't
your
know what you think.
audience on social media is obviously a really good channel as well. It depends on
Oh,
your
you're right.
trust that you have built, but it's like it's obviously a tier below the newsletters and emails. They have not maybe built or on average so much trust with you. They might not even be customers. They might just be people who agree with you and like your content. So they're often actually pretty distant from you, which is funny. For example, I got that one unlimited deal on my consultation offer when Daniel promoted me. And that
Yeah.
person is not even customer of Daniel. He just follows Daniel, and he bought the unlimited package, which was 2,000 something dollars.
Oh wow.
And they bought it based on recommendation from someone they're not even a customer from. They're just a follower, and they bought it from not from them but from me, who they recommended. That's like that's so many layers
Yeah.
deep, you know.
Of trust.
But yeah, but the social media side I mentioned, it's a good channel is because these specifically these recommendations that go the word of mouth, that if you put that content out, and it's like this thing that attracts other people to also recommend you. It's a really good channel for that case, because
Yeah.
you have people retweeting, you have people quote tweeting and telling, yeah, I would recommend this deal, I've gone through it. So this is how you get that additional trust to people who might not be completely convinced. You kind of saturate their wall a little bit with these recommendations around these deals. So social media, I would say, is a good channel, especially for creators and solopreneurs. Maybe not as much with the brands, but for where you have an individual with their face on it, like a channel with their channel, whatever the profile with their face on it there, like a good strategy as well to do the social media.
Yeah.
SEO for Black Friday, now that's a bit harder, and you need to actually prepare very timely for it. For example, there are sites are usually some kind of already authoritative sites. They usually prepare every year these Black Friday lists, and they actually rank for the keywords like Black Friday deals for electronics or something, or for toasters, I don't know, like they actually prepare specific content for those keywords, and they can get backlinks and everything. And every year they reuse the same URL because that URL has authority, and they just switch. Instead of in 2023, they switch it the year to in 2024, but they keep the same URL because that URL has gained the authority with the backlinks and also internal linking and everything. So um, what the hell are you giving me? I'm
It's a
gonna
template so you can rank stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
We
example,
actually reviewed
yeah,
this thing on yesterday's stream, and I even said to Francesco we should do some the marketing slash distribution channel tier lists as well. We
yeah,
actually I was like, for YouTube that's actually really good content because people love tier lists. People
yeah.
really love tier lists. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I would love to. I would actually. I agree with Miguel. There's gonna be more tier list content soon. We're gonna we're gonna have more tier list
That's a
content.
good idea.
Okay, so we've been talking. Oh wow, it's been an hour. I mean, I have some time still. Hopefully, you're not falling asleep already. I mean, it's pretty late for you, right?
No, it's not that late. It's 9, so it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay,
But
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna mention another emotion here as well, generosity, because I think we should move on with these, and that's basically buying gifts for someone else. You need to remember that Black Friday is also a good opportunity to allow people to buy gifts. So you can use that in your copy and in your language as well. If you know that people sometimes tend to gift your product to someone else, for example, it's an educational content that someone would benefit from, and you can gift it to your friend. You might keep the gift until Christmas even, but basically you might be gifting it for someone you care about. You feel like they would benefit from it, so you just buy it from that. It's more common with books, for example, but it can apply with any digital content and physical products. But
Yeah.
in an info product space, you know that happens with books often. You give a book to someone you care about. I mean, I have gifted a book to a client of mine as well because it was for marketing, so I just gave them a book.
Oh, that's great. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, it's good actually. Yeah, I
Yeah.
am making a tier list in Notepad. What do you mean? I mean, I will use the just okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm planning to complete that tier list, but yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to add in a tier list. I would say it's probably B tier based on the current is the directories, discount, like some kind of
Where
discount
would you
sites.
put ads there?
Oh God,
Is it a B one or
no,
A
might
level or
be
lower?
a. Yeah, I think it. I okay, I'll put ads retargeting in A. I'll actually put ads retargeting. If you can retarget the specific audience that is not, but if you have segmented the audience that you can retarget the augment audience that are perhaps not customers yet, but they're subscribed or they're subscribed or they're visitors to your site, then I would say retargeting is there around the ads. Yeah, yeah, that's just like Miguel said. It depends on the budget. So I said like retargeting, and I would actually say that what the random ads about just I would even put it. I would even put it in C tier right now. Honestly, I'm just gonna put it in C tier. Maybe it goes B tier. Yeah, for discovery and awareness, like yeah, it could go in F tier. I just haven't split the separately because you're just gonna be blowing through your budget. So if you're talking like to people, we're generally talking here to like, you're not gonna have the budget for it. So don't focus on those. Like just focus on anything that's cheaper, more accessible, where you can have some kind of segmentation. You already knew, like where you have some advantage that you can exploit in a way that you have the build trust. You have some kind of network effect possible with people on social media recommending you, building more trust, and creating a little bit more of that density of your content appearing in front of them. Because the reason why many run ads a lot for discovery is also because they do some, yeah, I guess in the middle somewhere, instead of just ads, could be also some kind of sponsored content type of stuff set up somewhere in the middle of that. You can sometimes do with aligning audiences and people, just like I mentioned with social media, when people suggest you, if you can appear on some newsletters with your Black Friday offer, for example, on some newsletters for audience that is pretty relevant to your offer, that's better than just running these random ads for awareness.
So have you seen any Black Friday deals on like sponsored somewhere, either in
Yeah,
newspapers or podcasts?
yeah, can't actually mention one, but I have definitely seen them in the previous years that people would basically bring them up as Black Friday offers. Basically, some special Black Friday offer. It's not much different from the normal sponsorship deal. It's just that they position it as the Black Friday offer, and that talks to that curiosity type of thing we talked about, that people and the statistics of people are more willing to try the new products around Black Friday. So it's playing into that emotion, and a little bit of FOMO maybe that it's running out. But people who have not been uh, who don't really know who you are, the FOMO doesn't work with them as effectively as something like just pure curiosity, because it's kind of relevant to them, but they haven't actually seen your offer yet.
Yeah. Oh, Miguel is asking, where would it fit in the tier list as sponsor spot on someone else's newsletter? Yeah, because I mentioned this in his review that if he could, but not for necessarily Black Friday, but
Yeah,
just
if
for
you're going
this.
Black Friday, I'm just gonna put those ads in the D tier, then in this C tier will be the sponsored spots
Yeah,
in
because
like
if it's
newsletter
different,
videos, whatever. You can get like some kind of micro influencer videos or something, and also relevant
yeah, because
audience
this
to
is
need.
specific for Black Friday
Yeah,
deals, right?
yeah.
If
This is
it's your course or your newsletter, it might be in a different
yeah,
tier,
because
right?
yeah. Oh gosh, I don't want actually this one, but yeah, for ads, obviously you want the for ads specifically, you want to actually have the for the Black Friday, you want to specifically relevant, so that's not as relevant. Yeah. I don't know, like if I want to put it in B tier necessarily. Like I wouldn't put it in A tier or something, because it's not your audience. So the discount the directories and like discount sites or something, that's purely people actually shopping for deals. They have intent to shop for those deals, so if it's like a relevant topic to them, they're willing to purchase. That's like the Black Friday, so they're willing to explore. If you're just paying money because you're doing a sponsored spot, then directories might be free, the discount sites can be free, maybe there's some cheap price to actually be listed, but the sponsor spots, you'll be paying some kind of CPM. I don't know, like let's say $50 per 1,000 impressions or something. Like if you're paying that, for example, it's like it gets pricey. Oh yeah, the directories.
Oh,
That's very
I have a
dependent.
list.
Yeah, I think the Paulina, you had something, right?
I have a list here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it in on I don't know in Twitch,
Oh yeah,
but
you can share it in Twitch. I can copy it if that's your public list, right?
no, it's a different list that I gathered with just directories. So there's a lot of GitHubs
Oh God.
repos.
Okay, fair
Oh,
enough. It's on
oh
Twitch.
no,
It's on Twitch chat, guys. It's in the
it's a
Twitch
spam.
chat. It's in the Twitch chat. It's a long one. There's multiple links, right?
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
boy.
yeah, I links for directories. I might put it in here as well. I trust you that there's no spam in there. Oh my God.
No, no spam.
I trust you. Yeah, there's no spam.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 more. that I don't
Oh
know
God,
if I can put them there actually.
I need to
But yeah,
extend this one a bit.
and there's also no. I think those are the kind of directories. I don't have any discount pages, but also there's a lot of like specific sites, like blogs that are, I don't know, niche specific, I don't know, SEO tools or marketing tools or dev tools that
Mm-hmm.
talk about that kind of stuff, that do like a yearly blog post where they put all of the Black Friday deals that their audience would might find interesting, right? So that's a bit of also manual outreach work, so they can add you to their list as well. But there's like tons of these kind of deals pages. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know, I don't remember how I found them. Maybe looking maybe through Reddit, I think,
Yeah, it
like Black
sounds like a list you would
Friday
find on
and
Reddit.
the like looking in Reddit, like Black Friday plus the keyword for your niche. Like for example, in your case, Miguel, it would be like drawing course or something like that, or drawing Black Friday. You could find some of these pages.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a nice
Yeah.
list. Unfortunately, obviously, it's listed in this document, so I can't share the list directly with the stream. I can, however, put it later in the stream description. I can put the list. So if anyone's watching and wants to see this list, I can put it later in the stream description, I guess, for on YouTube. A
Yeah.
stream description on YouTube. I
Yeah.
can't put it anywhere else. I
Yeah.
can
I
put it.
think those GitHub ones, those are, I think, open source and you can add
Mm-hmm.
your own, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can just read, there's sometimes a README file there, and sometimes you need to like kind of send an email to the owner, but usually you can just add yours. One sneaky thing to do is make your own directory for your niche and include your own deals. I think I've seen quite a few of those.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
there's a lot of
There are sites
people
who
that do that.
actually,
Yeah,
that's like a marketing strategy as well. They just make a list
yeah,
and they just include their deal. That's the SEO part of. Normally, you would see at the top those SEO and Google parts where someone's browsing
yeah,
Black Friday deals. Normally, you would say those large news sites and whatever info, like they're basically like Forbes and etc. You would see a lot of those articles from those sites that have a lot of authority at the top, but it's another strategy, yeah, how you can build authority, because that's a valuable link to many during that period. So if you have your site and you share it, other people might share it, like it, everything. So it's also a social media marketing strategy. Yeah, yeah. You're also making fun of me that my course is coming out in 2030, right? I just no that this that
coming soon.
this no that no he just went that's a heavy burn, yeah. I know people been making fun of me on in small bets for not releasing something, especially when that SEO course by the Danny was announced. Be like, yeah, I believe Daniel even said that, like, that could have been Nestor's if he didn't procrastinate or something.
What a burn.
Yeah, but this one with 2030, like now he's pushing it. Oh my god! Wow, I'm after this burn, I need to wrap the stream. Now, okay, we need to go a little bit forward with this. I mean, the last emotion I even mentioned was generosity, but these are not even like the most important ones. What am I doing? I wanted to check the. Yeah, you broke me. Now the last live stream you have ever seen me on. It was the 2030 course release. But you're giving me some ideas. Yeah, I should pre-announce and pre-sale a course released in 2030. Like just get that. What is it? 6 year 6-year lead time just to sell my
The
course.
longest, the longest
The longest pre-sale, yeah.
pre-selling marketing history. You can hit a record, like a world
Yeah,
record.
it could be a Guinness record,
Yeah,
the longest pre-sale.
totally. Why not? That's a good marketing strategy right there. You could go viral just with
I
that.
don't know. That there is probably an angle at some point for someone to go viral with something like that. Just announcing a pre-sale for, I don't know, 5 years in future. It actually, and be like, oh, and people, and you sell for, I don't know, maybe you sell for a low price or something, and you get the sales. So even like that marketing, you can even double down on the marketing. That you're actually sold 1,000, for example, pre-sales 5 years into future.
Yeah, the Starfield of courses.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's obviously he's not referring
No, it
to.
wasn't Starfield.
He's referring to the game.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was
I know which one.
the
Yeah, I
game
know.
didn't come out for a long
Yeah,
time because there's on Steam you have these also these early game access basically. So
yeah,
you can technically pre-sell things and you can announce things very early, and then basically some games go years before they actually reach a release, or some never do. But
yeah.
yeah, but we are already taking a lot of, like, in indie community, you can see a lot of pricing strategy, a lot of marketing is coming now. Like the offer structure is coming now from like gamification, basically from the video game microtransactions and like the app stores from Google, and basically you're creating this gamified environment where, for example, you see these 1,000 squares, for example, and you can buy a square. Then you see these microtransactions with just, oh yeah, you just pay this small fee for this, and then like you get a bonus or something. Like there's just this. I think we can push this. I'm pretty sure this gamification will be pushed more and more, just because the bigger audience, like a larger audience, has grown up with video games now. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we're gonna be pushing this for everyone now in 30s as well, because those are the people with more money, 30s and leading into 40s, and if they have grown up with video games, they resonate better with all the gamified content.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Star Citizen, exactly.
Oh, that was the one.
Yeah, the Starfield came out, I think, pretty much quicker after being in early access.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Definitely, because I will definitely not stream for too long, so I want to go over obviously some other things we would talk about is actually FOMO, because that's like the biggest thing almost in what motivates people often is to just get the deal, and they're missing out. So it's like this once in a life. Let's say I'm just gonna like once in a lifetime deal. You get this once in a lifetime opportunity to buy. It might be, for example, limited quantity. It's worse with digital products, but limited quantity. You can still do limited quantity for the price. You could still do a very low price limited quantity and actually have it as limited quantity. But you could also just say, yeah, it's limited quantity when the quantity doesn't run out. That's actually more common. What happens on these campaigns is that the limited quantity doesn't actually run out. It's not limited. but
Yeah.
but you can obviously do these like once in a lifetime deal. That would be part of your marketing. That would be the marketing leading up to the actually around, not like this 2 weeks before, that would be already actually during the Black Friday announcement. That will be 1 day before or 3 days before, leading up to announcing the sale.
Yeah. Another thing I've seen and to create FOMO is, and it's not artificial, and I think it's really good, is that I've seen some brands like um saying that they're going to increase their prices after Black Friday. And I've seen that work really well. Like for people, for like customers buy a lot more when they say, okay, this is the last time we're going to offer this in with a discount. and then after this, we're just going to increase the prices. And I don't remember who I saw recently that did that, that got like a lot of sales, but I think that works really well.
Yeah, Miguel asked if telling your people that you're gonna have a sale later on won't it hurt the sales before, that they would actually just like wait instead of buying. It actually does. If it's not an urgent purchase, they will withhold sales. You will often see a dip before Black Friday. It's absolutely. You will definitely see a dip in sales before Black Friday often for those products, and then on Black Friday they'll purchase. We already talked about it earlier about the anticipation because people are waiting. So I also am waiting about for some products that I'm not purchasing them full price because I know some of them at least will be on sale. And when you have more trust, maybe that doesn't play as big of a role, or if it's more urgent offer. But you're definitely true. You're definitely true. And the way you mitigate that part is that in ecom it's a bit easier, but in the digital products it's possible as well. You want to bundle it together with something. You want to add something extra and then you charge a higher price maybe for the whole bundle, even though it's still maybe discounted. It is obviously will be discounted, but you're offering the bundle as a supposedly a good deal together. You might even be anchoring the having the normal price for the deal and then the some kind of bundle with the higher price, but the bundle would still be lower than the original product at full price, for example. And that bundle would include some kind of supplemental items. In ecom, those would be the high margin products, and the default product, the like the flagship product you're selling would be the low margin product. So it would include those in the bundle. So the savings look great and the offer looks great. You're getting extra stuff for it, but you would normally maybe not sell it. And for Miguel, I believe you're selling courses, so maybe that's some kind of strategy about bundling things together with maybe somewhat relevant courses, or maybe not even as relevant, but you're bundling something together, offering something additional um, for that. Oh yeah, for FOMO, I actually would say unique Black Friday offer. Never seen before, goes away after. I would I would honestly say at this age when everyone's already exploiting Black Friday, this is something you might want to start doing. It involves effort, but it might be some kind of repurposing of some other content you have released or done, but you create it as a unique thing that goes on Black Friday together with your stuff that you will never ever get again. And you actually can stay true to that word. Especially that's true especially for trust-based audiences like the creators on social media have. You don't want to break that trust, so you can create a unique offer. It might take time, but this offer, if especially if it goes in a bundle with your more expensive offer, it increases your chances of actually selling the base bundle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. May I add a little bit more on
yeah,
what
sure.
you were talking before?
Yeah,
That I think that it's not like it's not bad. There might be a dip before getting to Black Friday, right? In terms of sales. But what you need to take into consideration is that when you're offering the deal and when people make the decision to wait for your deal, what you're doing with that is like kind of it's not force them, but make them commit with your deal, right? Because they're deciding to wait, and because they made a decision to already buy your stuff, right? So even though there might be less sales just before Black Friday, it's not a bad sign. It's actually a good sign because people already decided that they're going to buy from you,
but
right?
they're going to
So
buy
it's
at a reduced price. So
yeah,
sometimes some of that portion that also falls off, maybe you don't get them before Black Friday, they don't always necessarily convert to that full price. So there is a small dip, and yes, that's because some people end up waiting a little bit. But but
Yeah,
that
but
dip
that's a good time.
but that dip doesn't, like, for example, you still on Black Friday can get them to buy more if you have more to offer. You can get those bundles in and stuff, and you can get actually that same money even if you feel like the Black Friday sale because you have it on discount, so you're losing some of that money. You can still often get some of it back on Black Friday by just selling more, offering something additional on in the bundle, or
Yeah.
even positioning the pricing completely differently. If it's a digital product, you might suddenly be able to heavily discount, or at least appear as heavily discount, sell a more expensive version of the same product, as we talk about, like some kind of lifetime deal on everything instead of an individual course, for example. Um, Something like that obviously could work. And that's similar how I said, like, unique Black Friday offer. That will be that you include something. Actually, could clarify here. Include something with the base product that is not available otherwise. That would be a little bit more clarification for that as well. But yeah, I can, I guess, continue a bit. But I do mean that obviously you do lose the sales, but they are committed with you already. It's just that
Yeah.
they're, if you're doing Black Friday sales as a whole and you're trying to attract both new first time customers and you're convince existing customers to purchase again or purchase more, because sometimes when they wait until Black Friday, if you have a product that can be bought in multiple, like in a bigger quantity, they will wait until Black Friday, but they might choose not to. Instead of buying one, they might choose to in the end buy two or three, because that generosity factor of buying gifts or long-term planning of buying it for the long term might play into a role. For example, I have bought multiple mice for my computer on Black Friday. Instead of one, I've bought two of the same because I know they eventually break and I want to have the same mouse. So I would buy two. I would actually spend more money than just the cost of one without a discount.
Oh, really? That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you can add a little bit more if you want to go on that topic. Um,
Um,
but yeah, that was for me regarding the whole losing the sales. You kind of, the stuff you get back is sometimes on the in the quantity, in the additional offers you add on top of the base offer, because people are more, they already getting a discount, so they might as well get the extra stuff. And
extra
that,
value, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so we had FOMO. What else did I want to? Oh yeah, I satisfaction obviously comes to mind as well, because you want people to be satisfied when about the purchase. So you generally want to make sure that they feel like this is a steal when they're considering it and when they're purchasing it, because you want them to not regret the feeling of purchasing it. So the way that expresses is also that after they purchase, you would like to follow up with appreciation that they have purchased your product. So that's usually like a welcome series sequence, for example, for an email marketing. You would want to follow up with a person to feel like, yeah, they got a good deal, that this is the right decision they have made. It's obviously a good practice when you're selling at any time, but you want to make sure you validate that feeling on a Black Friday. And I will mention why it can play a role in that. Is that because the Black Friday is still going on, if they feel that way, they're more likely to recommend it to other people, and they're more likely to purchase more copies later down the line during the same campaign, because they actually want to maybe give them to other peoples as well. So they want the other people to feel the same way you do when you purchase it. And if you feel like it's a steal, and if you validate that emotion that it's a steal, it's a good deal, that they're satisfied, they are more likely to share that, and they're more likely to want to share that with other people. Comes a little bit into the generosity, goes back a little bit to the generosity as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea actually, to keep them motivated and to keep the hype going, and then nudge them to recommend your product in that hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, for satisfaction, you obviously would like to, I guess you would like to highlight the savings, quality of life improvement. You basically, it's like this. Um, I can finally do this, and this is more about your copy and in the materials you showcase the satisfaction feeling.
Yeah, and actually, I think this is a really good way to get referrals, because I remember seeing, for example, I think it was testimonials case, where I don't know who's the owner of that. I think Damon Chan, I think it's the name of the founder. Well, he sells around, I think around 15 or 20% of his revenue comes from affiliates, and he said
Mm-hmm.
that most of them came from the onboarding sequence actually. So what he did was just add a link to his affiliate in the onboarding sequence, and um, his best affiliates were current customers.
Yeah,
So
that's what Miguel
yeah, it makes
mentioned.
a lot of sense.
It's a
Yeah,
good time to add the share the deal with a friend. I agree.
yeah,
I personally sometimes would not add, maybe not feel like it's the best thing to always add in the first email when you can, like, because you don't want to maybe sometimes sound too salesy. You might want to keep them on the same emotion, and then have a second email in the sequence that actually uh, if you like enjoy your product, if you're enjoying your product, just basically share the deal with a friend. The reason also sometimes when you're delaying is if it's actually a product they really wanted and they actually maybe already gotten to enjoy it a little bit after that slight delay, that additional delay, then they're actually even more likely to share it with other people. So you get like an extra day or two, and that still usually falls within the campaign window if they are like the 80% of customers who are more likely to buy just as the campaign lands in, like just as the campaign starts, for example. It could still do a bit of a delay, but you can choose. You can do simplified and do it all in one email. But you're right. It's a good, good time to add that.
yeah,
And yeah, if you're highlighting the savings and the quality of life improvement, that's mostly for the landing page of your product and how also the price and how it's like showing that the deal you're getting is like, I don't know, 30-40% off or whatever, and how it will improve our life. You finally can get rid of this, and or it will save you money also outside of the price you're saving, but it saves you money in your life. That's normal for any landing page, obviously. For product pages, you want to showcase those things, but you just need to remind that uh, you should just push even more on just that feeling of people want to have the satisfaction that they will purchase it and will feel happy and will have something solved. Um, yeah, I'm wondering of adding something extra. I think I can add. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, we talked about it before already with the schedule and everything. Trust for new customers, especially. This is primarily for new customers. You want to make sure they trust your brand when they make the purchase, and this would be highlighting like the brand, a real user like feedback slash reviews, especially if they're recognizable people in the niche. Really nice if you have those testimonials.
yeah,
I would say here also, like, you should focus on people, not company logos. If you're like, you want those to be people, not some company logos like Google uses my product or something. Just focus on people. It's almost always true, but for the audience we're generally speaking to here as well. Like you should focus on people during that time. People trust people. People want to be as happy and as successful as other people. So, and this is a very personal decision on a Black Friday because, as we talked about statistics, new people are more likely to try to new brands. So, focus on people. That it's just an emotional decision. So, they want to see other people being satisfied with it. That brings up trust.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
also some brands, maybe for example the product hunt badge, or the other media or websites badges are, as well, my work I've seen.
yeah. That's for niche audiences. I agree. For niche audiences, any relevant badges of trust where other people have approved of it have obviously provides. Um, yeah, other thing about this is also like offer guarantees. Like that's the money back guarantee, and
Oh,
etc.
that's,
Yeah, you
yeah,
want to
it's a really
yeah
important one.
yeah the money back guarantee and etc. That's what I would want to say. Like so they feel like it's guilt free. They're buying a discount, but they might have some resistance. So if there's a good guarantee, also both results, not just getting the money back. It feels more like guilt free buy then, even if they're expending more money than they maybe already feel like they're spending on Black Friday, but they have the guarantee, so they can always get the money back. So that's what you're playing with in that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no questions
Miguel
asked.
says no questions asked. Yeah, 30-day money back guarantee. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
nah, and Black Friday it should be 90 days, until the new year. 60 actually is enough until New Year. Yeah, you always
right.
just give just give them even more. But no, it's just joking. But guarantees are important, and for new customers especially. So we're all like putting everything together. So it's more likely to try new products. So you should focus on trust a lot. You should focus on people feeling like they will be satisfied. Um, so those aspects are obviously important, and obviously the last thing we have already talked a lot about is just the feeling of urgency. It's everywhere. It's the time limits. It's the countdown. It's the flash sales. I don't know because a lot of people buy their own domains, like they buy a collection of domains. Maybe you have noticed if you have purchased from Namecheap that they almost every year run this huge campaign of flash sales. So the deals change like every hour or every 3 hours, and you just get this
Really?
new. Yeah, they just. Maybe I can find another screen quickly. I don't want to showcase it here, but right away. But if I can, maybe don't find the right image. And the images. If I find this, oh yeah, I think I can find a good image of that. Um, can I find a good image? I'd really love to find a good image because they also do the announcement campaign for that as well. But I don't see the full full offer how they used to have it because they did change it over time. So, um, but they were basically there was a timer running out and they were offering this specific deal, and it was changing every couple hours or something. I believe it was every 3 or something hours the deals were changing. Can't find that exact offer, the exact website they used to have version right now, but it was a really nice strategy because I know that people were actually, including me, was sometimes checking like what basically TDLs, that what domain types am I getting on discount for these couple hours. It's a smart strategy to do because
Yeah,
people check
to keep
back.
you
And
hooked. Yeah.
yeah, and it also usually had like this limited quantity thing as well at the same time, so they were really pushing on
Oh,
all these
yeah.
things. Yeah, so because the domains were running out, so you needed to hurry up. And honestly, sometimes you actually wouldn't get like .coms or something because they would run out the second they show up.
Yeah. And I think that's a good strategy as well, to give you a little bit of frustration as well. Like, hey, you missed the deal, and you're like, oh no, Barbara, but there's another deal. Oh right, yeah, that's so great. So I think that's like adding a little bit of negative feelings, like a little bit, and then like punching it with a positive feeling might get the clients more hooked as well.
Yeah,
I
because then
think.
get frustrated, they might come back to the next timer because your timers are still running and there's the next flash sale. And if you don't buy that one thing, and even if you don't get it, if you have those secondary offers, you might still be like, ah, okay, I'll settle for the worst domain. I'll set for .org. Okay, just don't buy .org. I'll set for .net, for example, or something
Yeah.
.io. I mean, .io is actually more expensive than the .com. So if you get them on .io, that's a good deal for you as
Yeah.
Namecheap.
You'll end up buying something anyway, right?
Yeah, you're likely to still buy something. So, yeah, but you just were hunting for the .com, but you'll settle for less if you have to sometimes. So it's not
Yeah.
always bad, but yeah, and that's what I meant, like quantity limits on offers. Even your digital products, you can do the quantity limits as nowadays they do. This price goes up every 10 sales, every 100 sales. You can do it on Black Friday, the quantity limits, just like Namecheap did on domains. You can do quantity limits on offers. So there's a good price, but the offer is limited to, let's say, 100 sales, and you have a decent enough audience. Some of those people who still have not converted to you as a customer might decide to finally buy it because it's a limited offer.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously, I think we got over the emotions part. I've definitely gone over the main things that people care about.
yeah, that's really good.
I have not expanded actually on the schedule part at all. We kind of started talking about what you should do on the Black Friday day after Black Friday or etc. But generally, you would um, how to say, so the okay, where did we leave it off? I probably should write some things off. So we left it up to around 2 weeks off, and we wrote about the landing page, the countdown timer, which makes sense. You should also, if you actually expect a lot of sales, if you should also be ready for the additional customer support you might need to provide. So you would have because as we talked about satisfaction and everything, you want to be sure you can satisfy the audience, like the buyers as well, not just getting those sales, but
Yeah.
that you don't leave them like they're feeling bad. Because what you want to make sure is that you quickly can also resolve those things for existing buyers if something happens, is that they might decide to recommend you just because you did provide good service. That goes back to that feeling of satisfaction, and also trust, because they might even share that. Oh wow, on the Black Friday, I still got good customer support from this. So you never know, but you want to have that luck to be in your favor, because you don't want them to be saying, yeah, I purchased this, but they're not responding to me. Like, you don't want that to be. You would rather hope that maybe they share the opposite, or they don't share anything, but it's not the negative feedback. And they also don't
Yeah.
feel bad about purchasing. That's a key. So yeah,
Yeah. Like to confirm they made the right decision by buying from
yeah.
you. Yeah.
So the customer support you should
Good
not
one.
forget, because that's something you unfortunately notice that some people, they're focused on sales, 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 and Black Friday is a huge like sales day. That's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and not focused as much on actually satisfying during that time all the customers. So consider, like, here I would actually would say here I would just add that even 2 weeks before already. Make sure you have customer support, some kind of customer support structure set up. I mean, not structure exactly, but whatever. Make sure the customer support is set up at that time already. And the Black Friday week, so that will be more like, let's say, 3 days before the campaign. That would actually be the time you already start sending out the campaign emails that it's about to happen. And honestly, this is around the time which you see with the last couple of years that people are already fully blasting the campaigns around this time as well. So it's not even always true that you're even waiting until this point, but you might actually start already selling even before that, because last few years that the sales have been going on for like multiple weeks before Black Friday. So this is maybe a little bit more traditional point of view, but this will be like, let's say, an email campaign that you're sending. This is about to happen. You already might even be teasing the deals, like not just teasing, but you might be actually already revealing the deal that's coming.
Yeah.
You might already be revealing the deal. Um, you should definitely follow up on social media as well throughout this whole time, the 2 weeks before, with additional ways of perhaps engaging people who might not have engaged with you before, just so you have that visibility as well. It's more important on X now, because you can notice that the visibility goes up if you get some viral tweets.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
and it goes down after like some time when those same people stop engaging with your content.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where you, for example, you want to build up the visibility on social media. So get engagement on X, for example. This is where you actually want to build up the visibility, because once you launch that campaign on Black Friday, for example, we already mentioned this, that even 1 month before, you might to get people to like follow you or something. But this is actually where you definitely want to build up the visibility, so when you launch the campaign, more people are gonna see it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to check one thing, by the way.
I
Yeah,
I
you
think
can.
that yeah, on Black Friday, while in the campaign, I think it's important to add an opt-in option on the emails. That's kind of clever, because I saw that double your freelancing added two options to unsubscribe, right? Unsubscribe from all lists, like from all promos emails, or unsubscribe only from the Black Friday promo emails. So I think that's a good way, like in case you want to push a little bit harder your Black Friday campaign, to give an option to the subscriber to opt out of that campaign as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to give the option them to, obviously, to be able to opt out. I mean, technically it's required. Technically, for newsletter campaigns, it's technically required for you to be able to opt out, especially in Europe, and not everywhere, but you obviously
Yeah,
need
but they had like two different opt-outs, right? One from all
yeah.
emails, like the mandatory one, and the other one just for Black Friday campaigns. Or it's in Europe, it's also mandatory.
No, yeah, no,
Like,
you're right. You need to opt out of just being able to opt out only out of Black Friday campaign is a good start. So
yeah,
that's part of the segmentation argument as well. That if you segment your customers very well for this campaign with different flows of emails they're receiving, then you have less incentive to actually make sure they unsubscribe, and less incentive to actually force them to unsubscribe through some kind of option. But it's a good idea, actually, yeah, that you offer that.
yeah,
Segmentation is obviously important. That helps you to actually continue sending without the bad repercussions of like spams and unsubscribes in a larger quantity.
yeah, totally, totally.
But that's something you need to be ready for. Like when you launch the campaign, you will be getting some people
Yeah,
unsubscribing
some
after you.
turn. Yeah, yeah, totally.
But that's what you're building up the list for. And your idea is actually very good about that you saw. That's just for the Black Friday sales, because that's usually not implemented, because people are not they're not segmenting their list in a way where they can do that. But it's actually possible in many email marketing software, especially also for ecom, that I know that you can actually just set up a separate list which you assign everyone to, and then you can just unsubscribe them only from that list. by
Yeah, you
choosing
can
that.
just tag them. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should actually copy the list, clone the list basically with and have them with the tag, um, and then they just they're being untagged. So you're only sending to that technically a segment. It doesn't even need to be a list, but a segment of customers that have the tag, and you're just removing the tag from the ones that unsubscribe,
Yeah.
for example, that way,
Yeah.
or adding a tag and then filtering out based on not having a tag. But anyway, the complexity of that. Wow, we're almost going into 2 hours. I'll even need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see. I'll need
Yeah,
to
I
say,
actually have
yeah,
to
yeah,
I actually have to leave.
yeah. I think I'll need to
But
soon too as well. Wow.
but I'm having a lot of fun, but yeah, it's getting late here. It's getting a bit late. But it's been good. Is there something else that you want to go through?
Nah, I just didn't
Or
really go through the schedule, but I myself will also obviously need to go. So I didn't expect it to last almost 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost 2 hours. I mean, I will have a Friday stream still, and obviously there'll be more in the next week probably. So this topic might actually be addressed again, and might I even go with a full, like a condensed video? Yeah, Black Friday part two, right? Every
part
week,
two,
I'm just preparing people. I'm just every week there'll be a content now,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna have my offer, and in the end, there's it's not it's coming, right? It's unexpected. It's not 2030. It's actually 30th of November, right? That would be Saturday after Black Friday. Yeah, it's actually 30th of November, not 2030. But yeah, but yeah, I actually might, because I'll definitely. I think this gave a lot of good ideas and everything for also for a video. And then a quick thing we need to go over is you have a Black Friday campaign planner, right?
Yeah.
So I would be able to track. I actually have a link somewhere, so maybe I can open it on the side and look what you sent me. Did you
Yeah,
send?
I
You
hope
did send
so.
it to me. Yeah. Okay.
I did, yes.
Okay. So you have a list where you could track your sales, but you obviously would be updating these yourself, right?
Yep,
Yeah, because it's a
exactly.
Notion
Yeah.
template. It's a Notion template. You're updating these. You'd be updating the tasks you have done and not have done. Okay, nice. And you would obviously have the content calendar prepared of what you would like to do. But it's everything in one nice place with the template that you are currently selling.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can have all there. It's not like there are some dummy tasks and dummy content there, but basically it doesn't have a guide yet. Like the idea is that the next version is gonna be like more kind of a guide, or maybe even Black Friday OS planner, like
Oh yeah, we should.
an operating system and
Yeah,
stuff.
this is
Yeah,
where it
but
is. I'll should be sharing it over both. Yeah,
oh, thanks.
and on X as well, just in case someone in the comments sees the stream later. Yeah, that's where it
Yeah,
is. So anyone can purchase it. Give me a second.
thanks. Yep. No worries.
Anyway, yeah, we should wrap it up then. But yeah, this is the. It's a nice template though. So anyone who needs a schedule template can get this one. But for a schedule, basically.
It
All
does the
right.
work.
What?
Yeah, no, it does the work, and yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
can work for this year's Black Friday. This is what I'm gonna use actually. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Yeah, I should
I'm
actually
using this
purchase it
for.
as well. I should buy it as well, actually. But I'm not. I don't think I can do it in a tab on stream either. So they're gonna expose some private detail. Anyway,
Yeah, no
personal
worries.
details. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Someone could
Oh
make a
yeah,
stream using it as well. I guess. I mean, that's actually one way to promote it as well.
yeah, it's a good idea actually.
Anyway, yeah, we should wrap it up then. Uh, Thanks for the stream. I mean, thanks for joining on the stream today, Paulina. So
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I had fun.
And there will be next stream tomorrow. Although the timing on for the tomorrow's stream is correct. Like on YouTube, the scheduled time is correct, but I actually failed with the timing on my on the post on the Twitter. I mean X. It was actually 1 hour. It's on 1 hour earlier. I believe it's 7 p.m., not 8 p.m. And I even failed to write 11 or 10 p.m. The Pacific time. I actually wrote 11 p.m., which is not true. So there'll be another one. Just tomorrow. Anyone can join tomorrow, by the way, to talk if they have their project or anything. So anyone who wants can
Nice.
join during that time as well,
What
live
time is
or
it?
anything. It's 7 p.m. CET, so it's not like it's
Oh,
midnight for you, I believe.
yeah, I'm gonna be sleeping probably.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably better for you to sleep, especially after recovering from the flu. Uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, anyone who gets to join can join. I mean, Francesco can join, but it's a Friday. It's a Friday night, so I don't expect people to really join. I'll go over some topics, but if someone shows up in the chat or live to talk about the project, will be nice.
Yeah, I'll
Might even continue.
definitely watch the recording.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks, Paulina.
Okay,
We'll
thanks,
probably
Nestor.
talk again at some point. So, all
Sure.
right, all right.
Bye, Miguel. See you.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Miguel. It's love. It's a pleasure to see you chat all the time as well. It's really nice to actually have someone chatting. You kind of took over from Dennis, and also Francesco joined for a bit. So thank you, Miguel, for supporting. And see you around, I guess, and obviously in the small bets community as well. Yeah, you're the one who shows up in live streams now.